Karuna mentioned my memoir has just come out. September will be 25 years from when I first moved to India. And I realized that I was in exactly that place 25 years ago. Super stressed, mired in fear, mired in worry, tension, trying to manage my life. I was 25, and from the outside looking in, you would have said, oh, this girl has it all. Came from a world of great opportunity, great privilege. Pujya Swamiji has a beautiful saying. He says, we have, everything is set, but inside we are upset. And I was sort of the poster girl for that. When he first said it to me, I was like, have you had, some kind of a camera in my mind, in my life for the last 25 years? Everything on the outside looked set. I had everything. It looked like. Had graduated from Stanford, was in the midst of getting my PhD. Now, of course, in the midst of that, in addition to this is human life, stress and struggle and conflict and difficulty, I had experienced great pain in early childhood, great difficulty, great trauma even, and my way of responding to that, managing the pain, was through developing a very severe eating disorder. And then I had something else to manage. I got to manage my food, got to manage my eating disorder, I got to manage my own brain cells, the chemistry in my brain, got to manage my marriage, got to manage so much in my life, and I thought I was doing okay. Had most of it under control in many ways. I was excelling in school, properly managing the things in my life, and again, from the outside, you would have said, she's got it all together. But I was living a very contracted existence. Every minute and every moment was really about management. How was I going to get through the next minute, the next moment? In the stress, in the fear, in the games the mind was playing. I didn't trust myself, I didn't trust the universe. But I thought that was really kind of the best that we could hope for. I mean, everybody I knew was somewhere on the management scale, either managing things well or managing things not so well. But everybody was managing. And then I end up in India. Karuna said I was on a spiritual quest. I would love to stand up and own that. It just wasn't true. She sees me now, she knows me now, and you think, oh yeah, I must have been on a spiritual quest. And on some karmic level, of course I was. I just wasn't aware of it. I didn't think spirituality was applicable to me. I was damaged goods, I was tainted, I was dark in some way, not right in some way. But it was okay. I wasn't yearning for a spiritual path. I was not raised in a religious family or a spiritual world. I was an academic. I was a scientist. And I was managing. So it was all okay. And then I end up in India with a backpack because my husband was on a spiritual quest. And I was a strict vegetarian. And I agreed to go to India with him because I knew that I could get really good vegetarian food without long, drawn-out conversations with waiters in languages that I didn't speak about what the broth of a vegetable soup was made with, or what the sauce of something was, or what the rice was cooked in. And standing there on the banks of Ganga, I had the most extraordinary spiritual experience. I wouldn't have called it that. That wasn't my vocabulary at the time. I had been rendered, in fact, completely nonverbal by the experience anyway. But it was an experience of literally my heart being blown open. And every way of knowing myself, knowing the universe, knowing my role in the universe, was just blown open. And all I could say was, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. And that was in between sobs. The universe literally pulled me into a trust fall into the universe. And it caught me. And it caught me in the most extraordinary way. And there's so many stories, which was why, of course, writing the book was so much fun, because as Karuna shared some of, there's a lot of activity in my days. And there's not a lot of time to stop and look back and think, oh my God, yeah, I remember when I started hearing voices. And yeah, I remember when my feet got literally glued to the ground of the ashram and I couldn't walk out. Oh yeah, I remember when I opened that 500-page guidebook and it just said Rishikesh. I remember all that now. And just the way that grace pulled me into that ultimate trust fall into the universe. And that's what's available for all of us. Go to any public swimming pool, from the YMCA to the pool in a condo complex to any hotel, it doesn't matter. Spend some time there. And what you're sure to see within a couple of hours maximum, summertime even less, is a scene in which you've got a very little child standing on the edge of the swimming pool, and the mom or the dad standing in the pool going, jump, jump, jump. And the kid's like, on the edge of the pool. And the parent is like, jump, jump, it's okay, I'll catch you. And the child is just on the edge of the pool. And they run back up and down, back and forth, back and forth. And finally, something shifts in them. And they jump. And of course the parent catches them. And the moment they realize they've been caught, they squeal in delight. And then they want to do it again. Right? And then it's again and again and again. Until finally the mom or the dad is like, enough. Enough, later, more later, but not now. And I think about that so much because that's really what the universe is asking of us. And it is the only, as far as I know, the only actually effective, not just well-intentioned, antidote to the current state that we live in. That state of stress, that state of fear, that state of uncertainty is that trust fall. Whether you think about yourself falling backwards or jumping forwards, either way. But it is amazing because when we trust fall, and we all do it in school or in some, corporate team building activity, sometimes you find yourself standing with someone you don't know. Sometimes you find yourself standing with an enemy. And yet we always drop because we know, even though they may be a stranger, or even though they may be an enemy, they're going to catch me. And when we stand on the edge of that pool and we jump, whoever's arms we envision ourselves jumping into, we must know they're going to catch us. And there's two things, I think, that keep us from jumping. Number one, we identify so deeply as the one on the edge of the pool. We identify so completely as the dry, not wet, non-swimmer, stand on the edge of the poolness, whatever that identity may be within us. And we've built so many relationships in our lives around that. One of the beautiful blessings of being in Rishikesh, being at Paramarth Nikatan, is people come from all over the world. Every day after this incredibly sacred, amazing Ganga Arati that Pujya Swamiji leads, I have the wonderful blessing of leading satsang. And one of the things that comes up so frequently is people who are on a spiritual path, touched by a wisdom inside, a calling inside, a knowing inside, have this fear of what about these people who think of me as the non-swimmer, dry, stand on the edge one. And if I leap, what's it gonna do to them? And I went through this with my parents. Last night, I did a reading at Boulder bookstore, and afterwards Daphne was saying to me, I wanted to ask, what did your parents say? And it's a perfect, beautiful example, actually, because the truth is very persuasive. The truth is a magnet. And each of us, in our dharma, in our purpose, in the truth of who we are, is called to live that. And when we live that, it serves as a magnet. And it may not be immediate, and it may not be easy, and it may not be everyone you know, or even everyone you love, or even everyone you considered a friend. But those who are magnetized by truth, by grace, will be pulled. I remember in the early days, Pujya Swamiji used to tell me whenever I went back to visit, he would say, just make them happy. Just do whatever they want, make them happy. You're only there for a week, 2 weeks. As it is, they're letting you live in India. As it is, they've been so generous and so loving. If they want you to go out to a restaurant with them, just go. You don't always have to eat khichdi at home. Just go with them, it's okay. If your mom wants you in, skirts and a long top instead of a sari, just wear them. Just make them happy, it's okay. And so I was there one year, it was probably 1998 or 1999, and it was Christmas time. And like any good Jewish family, my parents decided to have a Christmas party and invite all their friends, and especially because I was there visiting. And my mom comes home the day of the party, excited, exuberant. "I found the perfect dress for you," she says. And I hadn't even thought about what I was going to wear to the party. I assumed I would wear a sari. She says, "It's perfect. It covers everything. From your wrists to your ankles, everything is covered." And she says, "You're going to love it." So she opens this Ann Taylor box and pulls out this black LA December evening wear. And she's so excited. She says, try it on, you're gonna love it." So I put it on, and from the waist, it's a drop waist. From the waist down, it's flowy. And from the waist up, it basically looks like someone took a black paintbrush and just painted me. It wasn't spandex, but it could have been. And she's like, "Oh my God, it looks so good. Oh my God, it's beautiful." And I can feel the tears welling in my eyes. And I'm thinking, it's just my body, it's not my soul. It's just my body, it's not my soul. It's just my body, it's not my soul. Make them happy, it's okay. It's not my soul, just my body, just make them happy. And it was too much, though. No recitation of my mantra, no trying to convince myself. And suddenly the tears just start pouring down my eyes. And my mom says, "What is the problem? It covers I don't get it." And I said, "Look, if you want to go downstairs and tell your friends a lie about who your daughter is and what her life is, that's really okay with me. I don't have any agenda to your friends knowing who I am and what my life is about. I'm very happy to stay in my room and meditate and work and rest. And you can go downstairs and you can tell your friends a lie about who your daughter is and what her life is. But if you want me to go downstairs and speak the truth, I cannot speak the truth and wear a lie, and this dress is a lie. It isn't who I am." And she took a moment and she says, "Fine, wear a sari." She walked out. And it was the very last time that we ever had a conversation about what I was going to wear. And it just dissipated. It just was over. The truth of that moment dissipated the tension. And when we live it, it does amazing things. After, I won't go into the stories, but you can read them in the book, but in the interest of time, I won't go into all of them, but after all of these amazing experiences that I had that made me know I was meant to live at Parmarth, that I was meant to be there. This was all in the first 7 or 10 days. My husband was going off to the mountains. Originally, we were going to go together. And then I got my feet, quite literally, stuck on the ground of the ashram. I met Pujya Swamiji. I thought it would be perfect. My husband would be happy. I had found a guru for him. I had found an ashram for him. But his path was different. And he was not in a space to be anywhere that I had found. It was very important to him that he find something that was his and not mine. And so he decided to head off into the mountains, and I had severe abandonment issues. Severe. I had been abandoned by my biological father as a young child, and had spent my life pretty much going from relationship to relationship, making sure that I wasn't alone. And the idea that I would let my husband go off into the mountains in the days before mobile phones, leaving me in a place where I didn't speak the language, I didn't know anybody, and he was going to be off and come back after approximately a week, but like who knew? We had email back in America. It didn't exist in India yet, or certainly not in Rishikesh. It was inconceivable. There was no way. And yet, there it was easy. When I had been pulled into that trust fall by the universe, everything else that held me back just dissipated. All of the fear, all of the stress, all of the worry, I now was being held. And so we don't jump. A, because we are so attached to that identity. And that's what we have to let go of. That attachment to who we think we are. And holding on to who we know we aren't, just so that the people around us don't have to face their own growth, their own unfolding, their own path. As though somehow we are the make sure no one has to dive deeply police. And the other reason we don't jump is because we don't know whose arms we're jumping into. And that's where faith is so important. And it doesn't matter what your religion is or your spiritual tradition. It doesn't matter what or whom you have faith in. And if God or the divine or spirit isn't part of your life, have faith in this extraordinary creation. Have faith in the wisdom, the intelligence of the universe, through which seeds know how to sprout into trees that give us fruit, through which caterpillars know how to become butterflies, through which flowers open their petals to the sun. Have faith in that intelligence that makes a tree know. This is my favorite example. I'm a nature mountain tree person. Have faith in that intelligence that makes a tree know that even though every other tree, for as far as the eye can see around her, is growing straight up, she needs to grow sideways to get her light. Right? Walk through the woods enough miles and you are sure to see a tree that is growing not straight up but sideways in order to access the light. Because for whatever reason, straight up where she is doesn't get sun. And that inner knowing, I need the light, makes her do something as absolutely crazy as far as trees go, which is grow sideways. But she does it because she needs the light. Have faith in that intelligence, in that wisdom of the universe, that like it catches the seeds and the flowers and the trees and everything else in creation is going to catch you. That doesn't mean it's going to do everything you want. It doesn't mean spirituality is not an inoculation against getting divorced, getting sick, having loved ones die, losing your job. But it is an inoculation against living your life in the box of contraction, of living your life in that darkness because you didn't trust enough to grow sideways, of living your life on the edge of the pool because you didn't take the leap. And so I pray that through reading my journey, not only will you be fascinated and excited and touched by the adventure of it all, but that you will realize that actually it can be your journey. Not necessarily the Hollywood, literally to the Himalayas via Palo Alto piece, but the healing and transformation piece, the shift in how you think piece, the shift in how you identify piece, the opening of your heart to grace piece. And if you take that, then the hundreds and hundreds of hours it took to write the book will be worth it. Because, as Karuna mentioned, we live in service. This was Pujya Swamiji's first and core teaching: serve the world. Serve the world. Don't ask what for me, ask what through me. And so the book is an offering. All of the money that comes in from it goes straight to our foundation, straight to the women and the girls. But the actual writing of it was an offering for your healing and your transformation. So I pray that you will take it not just as a fascinating adventure, but also as your own journey. And I have the incredible blessing to ask Pujya Swamiji to share with all of us that extraordinary wisdom, grace, that transformed my life.
Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudaധ്വജഃ Mangalam Pundarīkaksho सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते Oh asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya Shanti Shanti Dear respected Sadhviji and beautiful divine singers, all the performers, great artists, my divine sisters and brothers. I'm just listening the story of inspiration from Sadhviji with you all, and as it was explained by our divine Karuna, about her story, her achievements, story of her enlightenment. That she came from the Hollywood to the Himalayas 25 years ago. It's also coincidence, it's the same month, 40 years ago, I came from the Himalayas to the Hollywood. And when I came here, I was taken to the many places by the host I was staying with. And one thing I noticed, first time in my life, few places where there are few yoga studios were there, a stress management course. Sadhviji started with the stress, as everyone today, especially during this COVID time, is stressed, worried about so many things. She has experienced already. So when I saw this sign, not one place, then second place, and third place, stress management course. I was not aware of this kind of management course in India. That there is something, stress called stress can be managed. People manage their shares, manage their money, manage many things in their lives. But managing the stress, I was not aware of this term. Because when I was very young, started very, very young. When I was 8, I got the divine touch by my divine master. And after 1 year of silence, I was taken to the forest. It's a long story and a great story. How the divine hand, divine design touched your life. And then anyway, was taken to the forest and had the experience to see so many amazing seers, sages being in the forest for ages, meditating. And there was so much there to be stressed. Because there was no door-to-door service, no Amazon.com, no restaurant, no McDonald's, nothing was there. You were lucky that everywhere where you take a turn, McDonald's is there. How many other restaurants and food stations are there? But that was nothing. Even we were not sure what to eat tomorrow. But I was given by the divine, we accept it, there is a fruit or something. Yes, animals were there, but we were vegetarian. And there was only a place I was given a small hut, 5 by 6, small mat, and 1 brick for pillow, living with less. When Karuna asked me what I can do for you here in Boulder, I said, I'm a low maintenance person. Don't worry. Don't need much. And life doesn't need much anyway. How much you need to sleep? Can you wear 2 pants at a time? Cannot. You need 1 pant, 1 shirt. If you try to have 3 shirts together or 3 trousers together, 3 pants together, you will be miserable. Having more is not the sign to be happy. And I've seen those people being in the forest, had nothing, but whomever you ask, they were even maybe sometime even asked me too. There were 3 days when continuously there was no food available in the jungle. And whomever you ask, how are you? They'll say in Hindi, must. It means super. Whomever you ask, have not eaten food for 3 days. So much cold. In that cold, that rain that drips through your small hut, you are wet, you are shivering, no food, and ask, how are you? Super. What does that make you super? Learn from there, then I thought, let me share. People who have this bold stress management course, talk to them. Maybe I can share with them. I think if you can manage something, you can manage the self. If you manage the self, I learned in the jungle how those seers manage the self. If there is a self-management, there will be no stress management. Managing the self is spirituality. Otherwise, as she has explained, today everywhere I go, I see, everyone has everything. Especially the budgets you see, are amazing. People I teased. Yesterday I went to Yoshi's house, before yesterday. I saw the whole shrine. It was not a home, it was a shrine. Beautiful. All set, every wall was set. This is from Japan, this is from Bali, this is from Indonesia. All walls are set. When we go for vacations, and what we do after visiting places before we come home, shopping. It's very common. It's a world phenomenon, shopping. And amazing, America has given shop till you drop. Shop till you drop. But I was coming from the culture that shop before you drop. What to shop before you drop? Before you have your last day of your life, what to shop which can make you peaceful, joyful, which can make you free, which can fill your life with love, peace and harmony. If all is set, sofa set, TV set, jewelry set, sounds set, so many things are set. Even walls and bathrooms are set. So many things. I go to people's bathroom. My God, I imagine I was living with only one. Jungle was the whole bathroom for me. And small hut, 5 by 6, nothing was there, living with less. And here, everything is set, even bathrooms are set. So many beautiful collections we bring from all over the world. Because we understand life is collection. But we were made explain in the jungle, life is not mere collection. Life is a connection. Connection to yourself. Connection to your loved ones. Connection with the divine. And if you live that way, that life is called spiritual life. Living a life which is connected to the spirit, to you, to self. But anyway, seeing so much there, and learn the mantras from those seers and sages who had nothing but they were set, who understood the meaning of life is not that they had nothing. I met those also. Some was doctors, some was engineers, some was judge from the High Court of India. Very nice people, learned people, like she went to India. Having a degree of graduation from Stanford, doing PhD in neurochild psychology, and she was all plus straight A student. I met her professor at one time also. He explained to me what a great student she was, but had everything. As she explained the life story, how she handled everything, what she faced and what she went through. The book is only not these few stories, the spiritual touches she found from that land, the secret of the Himalayas. The way she has explained is so beautiful. And the truth is not easy. From the day one, from the young age, you had a bitter experience from your own father. Sharing those kind of experience for what? It means being truthful, that maybe I be truthful, that I went through this. If somebody else is going through this is not end of your life. You can overcome from these obstacles. These are challenges. Challenges are given to us. But God has given us amazing power to us to bring the change and be the change. And today I can see the change. And I have seen that how she has brought the change, because people come to Paramath Niketan from all over the world. Almost 150 countries from all across all walks of life. People come. Yoshi, Daphne, Karuna, many others. They're all over there. They have seen when people come how they feel touched and transformed. And when she also came, And as she said, I was held by Mother Earth, that whole atmosphere, the Mother Ganga. She was just like stuck, could not move from there. There is some divine energy. Also, I came when I was very young and never went back. Same thing happened to her. Never came back. Came only just to share the story that yes, don't worry, it is possible. Nothing is impossible on this earth. No matter how challenges you are given to your life, you can see it through. You can take care of them. The spirituality gives you those ways, those tools. We need the tools to handle ourselves. We have everything, but sometimes kind of tools you need to handle everything in your life, that is given by spirituality. As she explains, everything I had. From outside, she was set. But from inside, she had pain. She was not set. And spirituality makes us set. And her story in this book is all about that. You have heard the story, but I have seen her going through those steps, those baby steps. And how she has learned the lessons of life, that how to be free. Lesson, she learned how to forgive. That was the first lesson. I remember, I told her, because when she shared her story, I said, let me ask you one thing. Yes, you have a story, it's a real story, but I have one question. I was not the kind of, very sad, very sad. I said, are you going to take to the grave before you die this story? You want to hold on to it? Spirituality says, forgive. Forgiveness does not mean that it's okay what happened to you. Forgiveness means that you don't want to produce ulcer in your life. Forgiveness means that you don't want to lose your sleep. You don't want to make your life miserable because this happened 20 years ago with you, to this body. That body has grown. The cells are changed. You are not the same person. You are divine. You are changing every day. Take all of that your story, and come to Ganga, come to the river. Next morning we'll go there, have that story, and close your eyes. Remember everything, whatever you can. Every day we have many stories. A year story of 25 years. Give it to me. And close your eyes and offer to the river. It will keep flowing through the river to the ocean and will make your life from river to a great ocean. She said, it's not easy. It's very painful. I can't sleep sometime. And believe me, after a few weeks, and I could see the change in her. She learned the lesson how to forgive. Then how let go. Another lesson, how to let go things. We keep holding our past. 20 years ago this happened, 50 years ago this happened, and we are so stuck. Let go, let God. There is some divine design. Even before you were born, the mother has the milk in her breast. The day you are born, the milk is ready for you. There is some divine design. I have seen in my life from the day one until today. I turned to 70 and now I'm seeing it. That insurance company, which has no premium, no dues you have to pay, never failed. When I came first time, I saw one sign in Los Angeles airport. Insure and be secure. And be sure. And billboard. I said, yes, great. I wrote in my diary. And I said, yes, this, I saw that. In my jungle life also, there is a divine insurance company. Here you have to pay insurance. If no dues are paid, insurance is cut. She was telling me her house was flooded and insurance company says she really covered well. They really covered well because you keep paying them. If you don't pay the dues and whatever the premiums is, believe me, no insurance company is ready to cover you. But there is a divine insurance company. I have seen in the jungle. They say God is not a magic wand. God is not a vending machine. You push the button and you get the Coke. God is a vending machine, Sadhviji explains. You push the button, you want Coke. But God knows that you don't need Coke. Gives you the package of carrot. Don't worry. If God does not fulfill your wish, He knows better what you need. I wish we know what we need. Sometimes we don't even know about our life. Faith. So this is a story of faith. This is a story of grace in action, grace in perfection, which never fails. We fail sometimes to understand that grace because we are not ready for that grace. Our part is only be prepared. And it works. It's working. It protects you, it guides you, it provides you. I have seen in the jungle. Sometimes nothing was there, but one day, thought came to me, I wish I had a candle. Because it's so dark. And I was very afraid of ghosts. I don't know why, in the jungle. When I told my master, he told me, I will take you to the ghost, take you to the forest. But I said, forest? I cannot be in the forest. He said, why? I said, ghost. He said, ghost? I am talking about God and you are talking about ghost? Don't worry about ghost. I said, I was quiet for some time, but I said, I don't know why, but I'm very, very afraid of ghosts. He said, okay, I'll give you the mantra. Give you the mantra that no ghost on this earth will touch you and harm you. That powerful. He was my master and gave me the mantra. Even in the jungle, when he took me the first day, small hut, dark, no light, no village, nothing was close to my hut, and I was really afraid. I had to go pee, and whole night I could not dare to go outside. I was so scared of ghosts. Then the voice came in my mind, you have a mantra.
Tell them you were only 8.
Yes, I was only 8.
He was only 8.
So, she knows how to tell stories.
No, it's a great story. Maybe it's a great story. Just they don't necessarily know you were only 8 though.
So my master said, that voice came to me. Don't worry about ghosts, God. But even I was thinking about God, but back of my mind, ghost was there. And I could not go out. Next day, I decided I'm not going to drink water in the night. But again, I had to go out. It was so difficult. It's a long story, but I'm telling you, the whole story we will share because time is very short. Some other time, that mantra was so powerful. And it prepared me for the future and prepared the whole past what I had carried all along with me from the past births also. The grace of the Master, it carries you. And I can see in her life also, how she was carried so gracefully by the divine hands. She gives credit to the divine master to me. I'm telling you, this is her whole devotion, complete surrender, which really works. Complete surrender, complete faith in the divine hands, in the divine design, and she learned. The true meaning of spirituality, how to forgive, how to let go, and last, how to serve. Talking about serving, when she came, talked to me about her book, and mostly people say this royalty will come to me. Mostly this book business becomes a royalty sometimes. This royalty comes, then this will be for sale for me. But she said, only one thing I want. Whatever comes through this book should go for the women empowerment, for the child welfare, for the rivers, for the water, for the nature, how to protect, preserve, serve the nature. And all of that made me very happy. That purpose is also right, the mission is right, and last, which made me happy to see in her life also, that she learned how to be in peace, not in pieces. How to become better every day, not to become bitter. No matter which relationship and from where that bitterness came, but she learned how to overcome these things. How to overcome. And how, like when I came to such a beautiful bhajan, this mantra, this music, you played Loka, Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu, Daphne, Yoshi, Diane,
Katie.
Shan,
Katie.
Katie.
Katie. Katie.
Hey. So you all sang so beautifully. I was just immersed in that beautiful bhajan. Loka, Samasta, Sukhina Bhavantu. Loka Samasta. Such a beautiful mantra. May there be peace. May there be happiness to all living beings. We don't talk about human beings. Living beings. That's what is needed today. Wherever you see the problems in other part of the world, because they have forgotten the mantra, the allness, the oneness. That's why you see the chaos. Because they have forget the real meaning of religion, the real meaning of spirituality, the real meaning of human life, how we can be together. The life is not only to have more, life is to be more, share more, give more. And when you understand that, you become free from all of your problems, and you learn how to be free from pains and suffering. And that's what she's teaching now today. Whoever comes from all over the world, from the Hollywood or from everywhere, from the whole world. And I've seen people sitting in her satsang, how they are healed and transformed. Before they leave, they say, thank you. Tears in their eyes, and thank you, and thank you. And this is a story of grace, of healing and transforming a beautiful soul, born in this land, and now bringing back to this land and to the whole world the same secrets of Himalayas. God bless you, and I wish everyone will go through this book and share with your children also. Children today, they want to lean on something. They are looking for direction. They don't know where to go. They are amazing children. These 21st century children are amazing children. They have got a special chip. We have to program that chip the way parents want. And in their journey also, in your journey also, these teachings, may God bring the same peace, the same joy, same freedom in your life, in their life, in our life. Thank you. God bless you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.
I wanted to say thank you so much to all of those who made this evening possible, and to let everyone know that we'll be here for a few minutes. I'm happy to personalize your book. They've actually got copies that are pre-signed, but I'm happy to put your name in it and personalize it for you. And you can come and get blessings from Pujya Swamiji. And such deep, deep gratitude to Pujya Swamiji for being here this evening, for being here for the last 25 years, and for being here for the last 70 years. He was transforming the world long before I showed up. So the deepest gratitude for that, and such gratitude to Karuna and James and their team for organizing this beautiful venue and making this possible for everyone to be here. Such deep gratitude again to our beautiful, beautiful kirtan, not just musicians, but kirtan artists, who heart openers of all of us. And such gratitude also to Trish and Meg, who learned on the spot how to be technicians. First time on the tech job, and it worked, it's grace. So, and deep gratitude to our beautiful Seva team behind the scenes, our Dr. Krupali Patel and Lori and Sevanandaji and Karen and everybody all over the world making this possible. And lastly, deep gratitude to all of you for being here with us this evening, and looking so forward to hopefully welcoming you to Rishikesh when it all opens. And until then, we can carry it in our hearts.